Hi students, in this video, let's discuss the questions that were part of the quiz that dealt with speed, distance, time and work and rate based questions. Now, before you go ahead and watch this video, make sure that you have attempted all the questions in the quiz. Alright, now let's get started with the first question. Stephanie and Divya are riding their racing cars on a track that is square shaped. They start together from the starting point. It takes Stephanie 1 minute to complete a lap and Divya 1.5 minutes to complete a lap. What is the sum of the laps completed by Stephanie and Divya when they again meet at the starting point? Alright, now what's the answer to this question? The correct answer is option D, that is 5. Now let's discuss how to get the answer. It's given that Stephanie can complete one lap in 1 minute and Divya can complete one lap in 1.5 minutes. That means after every 1 minute, Stephanie will again be at the starting point, right? And similarly, after every 1.5 minutes, Divya will be again at the starting point. Therefore, if we want both of them to be at the starting point, we just need to find the LCM of 1 and 1.5, right? Now, LCM of 1 and 1.5 is the same as LCM of 1 and 3 by 2 because 1.5 is equal to 3 by 2. Now, when we have to find the LCM of a fraction, that would be equal to the LCM of the numerators divided by the HCF of the denominators, right? So, LCM of 1 and 3 is 3 and HCF of 1 and 2 is 1. Therefore, the LCM of 1 and 1.5 is equal to 3. That means they'll be together at the starting point after 3 minutes. Alright, so in 3 minutes, we can see that Stephanie will do 3 laps, right? Because she only needs 1 minute for 1 lap. Similarly, in 3 minutes, Divya will do 2 laps because she needs 1.5 minutes for 1 lap. Therefore, together they will complete 3 plus 2, that is equal to 5 laps. And that is answer option D. Let's do this question. John bought 2 machines to produce toys. Machine 1 takes 1 hour more to make a toy than machine 2. Using both machine 1 and machine 2, he was able to produce 5 toys in 6 hours. How many hours would it take machine 1 alone to produce a toy? Alright, so what's the correct answer to this question? That is answer option B, that is 3 hours, right? Now let's see how to get this answer. It's given that machine 1 takes 1 hour more than machine 2 to make one toy, right? So if machine 2 takes X hours, machine 1 would take X plus 1 hours. Alright, now it's also given that together they make 5 toys in 6 hours. Alright, now if machine 1 takes X plus 1 hours to make one toy, in 1 hour, machine 1 would make 1 by X plus 1 of a toy, right? Similarly, machine 2 in 1 hour would make 1 by X of a toy. Therefore, both of them together in 1 hour will make 1 by X plus 1 plus 1 by X of a toy, and in together in 6 hours, they'll do 6 into 1 by X plus 1 plus 1 by X. And that is given as equal to 5 toys, right? Now, we just need to solve for X, and that's best done using the options, right? Now, if X plus 1 is equal to 2, X is equal to 1, right? Now, substitute X is equal to 1 over here. So, that would be 6 into 1 by 2 plus 1 is equal to how much? So, 6 into 1 by 2 is 3. 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. So, that's not equal to 5. Therefore, this is not the correct answer. Now, if X plus 1 is equal to 3, X is equal to 2. So, let's substitute that over here. Let me make some space over here. Alright, so we get 6 into 1 by 3 plus 1 by 2, right? So 6 into 1 by 3 is 2 and 6 into 1 by 2 is 3, and 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, which is matching, and therefore 3 is the correct answer. That is answer option B. Remember, what we are trying to find out is X plus 1, right? That's what is asked. How many hours would it take machine 1 alone to produce a toy? That is X plus 1. So when you check the answer options, remember these answer options are X plus 1. So for example, you've seen that when we checked answer option 2, we substituted X is equal to 2 because X plus 1 is equal to 3. Alright, So let's move on to the next question. John travels 5 miles in 3 hours. Steve travels 10 miles in 4 hours. Bob travels at the average rate of John and Steve. How long will it take for him to travel 20 miles? Alright, so what's the correct answer to this question? The correct answer is option C, that is 9 3/5 hours. Alright, now over here, let's think of something important. In the sessions before, I've told you that average speed is the total distance divided by the total time, right? And I have also told you that you cannot find the average speed by taking the average of individual sections of a journey's speed, right? If the same car is traveling from A to B to C, now say the speed during AB is 10 km per hour and the speed during BC is 20 km per hour. And we are asked to find the average speed. So we cannot do 10 plus 20 by 2, right? This is the case where the car is the same car. So for this journey, we have to find the average speed using the formula total distance by total time, right? Now, for example, this could be a stretch of 10 km. This could be a stretch of 20 km. Now, in this case, he's taking 1 hour to travel this much because it's 10 km per hour, and he's taking 1 hour to travel this much because it's 20 km per hour, right? Now, if this is 40 kilometers, just for clarity, let me make this 40 kilometers because it's an example, right? So if this is 40 kilometers, he would take 2 hours because he's only traveling at 20 km per hour. So what's the total distance covered? That would be 10 plus 40, which is 50, and total time is 1 plus 2, that is 3. So in this case, 50 by 3 would be the average speed. But over here, it's a different case, right? We have two different people. We know that the speed of John is 5 by 3 miles per hour and the speed of Steve is 10 by 4 miles per hour. So when we try to find the average, it's just like finding the average of any two items. That would be the sum divided by 2. And using that, you get the average speed as 25 by 12 miles per hour. Now time is equal to distance by speed, and we need to find the time required to travel 20 miles. So that would be 20 by 25 by 12, and this 12 goes to the numerator. So that's 20 into 12 by 25, which gives you 9 3/5 hours. That is answer option C. Let's do this question. A machine working at constant rate can pack 12 chips packets in 1 minute. Approximately how many hours will it take this machine to pack 10,000 packets? Alright, so what's the correct answer to this question? It's answer option C, that is 14 hours. Now let's quickly discuss how to get this answer. It's given that in 1 minute, this machine can pack 12 packets, right? Therefore, in 1 hour, which is 60 minutes, this machine can pack 12 into 60, that is 720 packets. Now, we need to do 10,000 packets, right? So in 1 hour, it can do 720. So in how many hours can it do 10,000? So that would be 1 by 720 into 10,000, right? How do you do that? For one packet, you would need 1 by 720 of hours, right? For one packet. Therefore, for 10,000 packets, you will need this into 10,000. That is 1 by 720 into 10,000 hours. Now we can simplify this. This is 1000 by 72 or 125 by 9. That is approximately 14 hours. That's the correct answer, which is answer option C. Let's do this question. When John travels at 15 miles per hour, he is 10 minutes late to his office. If he travels at 20 miles per hour, he is 5 minutes early. How far is his office in miles? Alright, now what's the correct answer to this question? It's answer option A, that is 15 miles, right? Now over here, you can see that the distance to be traveled is constant, right? He's traveling from somewhere to his office. Now, distance is equal to speed into time. Now, when the product is to be maintained constant, if one parameter increases by 1 by x, the other parameter has to decrease by 1 by 1 plus x, right? We have already discussed this part, right? Now, in this case, the speed is increasing from 15 to 20. So that's an increase of 5 by 15 or 1 by 3. Therefore, the time has to decrease by 1 by 4. And what's the change? it's changing from 10 minutes late to 5 minutes early. So that's a difference of 15 minutes. Therefore, t by 4, t into 1 by 4 is equal to 15, or t is equal to 15 into 4, that is 60 minutes. Now that's the time taken when he's traveling at 15 miles per hour, right? Now distance is speed into time. So distance is speed, that is 15 miles per hour into 1 hour, that's 60 minutes, which is equal to 15 miles. Therefore, the correct answer is answer option A. Let's do this question. John is a factory supervisor. He has been given a target of 500 units per day for the current month, which is 30 days. For the first half of the current month, he observed that his average is 700 units per day. He is afraid to keep at this rate as it might cause a further upward revision of his target. How many items per day on average should he instruct his team to produce per day for the next 15 days so that the average is maintained at 500 units per day? Alright, so what's the correct answer to this question? The correct answer is option B, that is 300, right? Now, if we were to produce 500 units per day for 30 days, that would be a total of 500 into 30, right? So this total has to be maintained. Now it's given that in the initial 15 days, his average was 700, and let the average for the next 15 days be x. So 500 into 30 should be equal to 700 into 15 plus x into 15. Now on solving, we get that x is equal to 300, and that is the correct answer to this question. Let's do this question. A and B are cycling around a circular track in opposite direction. They noted that they are meeting each other every 10 minutes. A's speed is 60 meters per minute. How many times would they meet each other in 1 hour if they were cycling in the same direction? It is given that the circumference of the track is 1000 meters. Alright, so what's the correct answer to this question? The correct answer is option A, that is one time, right? For this question, we use the concept of relative speed. So if one person were stationary, for the other person to meet the stationary person, he would have to cover a distance equal to the circumference, that is 1000 meters, right? And we know that time is equal to distance by speed. Therefore, 10 minutes is equal to 1000 meters by the relative speed. Therefore, the relative speed is equal to 1000 by 10, that is 100 meters per minute. Now, as these two people are moving in the opposite direction, relative speed is the sum of their speeds, which is equal to 100, right? Now, we know that A speed is 60 meters per minute. Therefore, B speed has to be 100 minus 60, that is 40 meters per minute. Alright, now in the case that they are moving in the same direction, the relative speed would be the difference of their speeds, that is 60 minus 40, which is 20 meters per minute. Now, in that case, we know again time is distance by speed. Therefore, the time taken for meeting would be 1000 by 20, which is the relative speed. And that is equal to 50 minutes. So, in 1 hour, you have one set of 50 minutes, right? For the second meeting to happen, we need 50 plus 50, that is 100 minutes. Therefore, in 1 hour, they'll only meet one time, and that is answer option A. Let's do this question. There are 4 similar pipes fitted to a tank to fill the tank. If 3 pipes are opened simultaneously, it takes 20 hours to fill the tank. How many fewer hours does it take if 4 pipes are opened simultaneously to fill the tank? Alright, so what's the correct answer to this question? The correct answer is option C, that is 5 hours, right? Now over here it's given that if 3 pipes are working together, it takes 20 hours. So that's a total of 3 into 20, that is 60 pipe hours, right? Now if we have 4 pipes, they might need to work x hours. So 60 is equal to 4 into x, and on solving we get that that's 15 hours. Therefore, the reduction in hours is 20 minus 15, which is 5 hours. So that's the correct answer, which is option C. Now over here you can see that pipe hours is a similar concept to man hours, which we have seen before. Alright, let's move to the next question. Bob and Sarah are running a race on a circular track. Whoever completes 12 rounds first is the winner. Whenever Bob and Sarah meet, the ratio of the rounds that they covered was found to be 2:1. How much time does it take for Sarah to complete the race if it is given that they meet every 10 minutes? Alright, so what's the correct answer to this question? The correct answer is option B, that is 2 hours. Let's do this question. Bob and Sarah are running a race on a circular track. Whoever completes 12 rounds first is the winner. Whenever Bob and Sarah meet, the ratio of the rounds that they covered was found to be 2:1. How much time does it take for Sarah to complete the race if it is given that they only meet every 10 minutes? Alright, so what's the correct answer to this question? The correct answer is option B, that is 2 hours. Now it's given that whenever they meet, the distance covered by Bob to the distance covered by Sarah is 2/1, because Bob is doing 2 rounds and Sarah is doing 1 round, right? Now in 10 minutes, Bob has to do 2 rounds and Sarah has to do 1 round because they are meeting in 10 minutes. Now you may think that why can't it be 4/2, because that's also equal to 2/1. The reason for that is they only meet every 10 minutes. Now when they meet for the first time, Bob has to do 1 round more than Sarah. That would be his lead when they meet, right? Now because they only meet every 10 minutes, therefore it has to be 2/1, because 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So Bob is getting a round ahead of Sarah. Alright, now it means that Sarah takes 10 minutes to do 1 round. For her to complete the race, she has to do 12 rounds. So the time taken would be 12 into 10, which is equal to 120 minutes. That is 2 hours, which is answer option B. Let's do this question. John is 12.5% more efficient than Bob. If Bob takes 12.5 days for a job, how many days will John need to do the same job? Alright, now even before you start solving the question, you can eliminate option C and option D, because this is 12.5 days and John is more efficient, so he has to take less number of days. Alright, now what's the correct answer to this question? The correct answer is 11.11 days. Let's see how to do this. Now say that in 1 day, Bob completes X percentage of the work. In that case, John will complete 1/8 X percentage, or which is the same as 1.125 X percentage. Why is that so? Because John is 12.5% more efficient. Alright, and remember 12.5% is equal to 1/8. Alright, now it's given that Bob takes 12.5 days. So this is 12.5 days into a day's work, which is X percentage. And that is equal to 100%, because he's completing the job in 12.5 days. So in 1 day, which is X, he completes 100 by 12.5, which is equal to 8% of the work. Alright, now John does 1/8 into X in 1 day. So that is equal to 9/8 into X, and X is 8%. So in 1 day, John does 9% of the work. Now for completing 100% of the work, he will need 100 by 9, which is equal to approximately 11.11 days, and that is answer option A. Let's move to the next question. A bus travels at an average speed of 30 miles per hour without any stops being made. Due to frequent stops to be made, the average speed of the bus reduces to 20 miles per hour. On an average, in 1 hour, how many minutes does the bus stop? Alright, now what's the correct answer to this question? Now we know that average speed is distance by time, right? Now with no stops, the bus would have covered 30 miles in 1 hour. But with stops, it's only traveling at an average speed of 20 miles per hour. So in 1 hour, it's traveling 20 miles. Now if there were no stops at this speed, right, the bus would have taken 20 by 30 hours, because we know time is equal to distance by speed. For traveling 20 miles, the distance is 20, and if the speed is 30 miles per hour, the bus would have taken 2 by 3 hours. But it is taking 1 hour, so the difference is 1 minus 2 by 3, which is 1 by 3 hours, and that's the time the bus is stopping. So 1 by 3 hours or 20 minutes is the answer. Let's do this question. 3 men or 5 women can pluck the apples from a field in 10 days. How many days will 2 men and 5 women need to pluck the apples from the same field? Alright, now over here we have 10 days where we employ 3 men or 5 women, right? And in this case we have 2 men and 5 women. So the answer has to be less than 10, definitely, right? So 11 is definitely eliminated. 12 is definitely eliminated and 10 is definitely eliminated. So we have just two options from which we need to pick the correct answer. Alright, now what's the correct answer over here? The correct answer is option D, that is 6 days. Now let's see how we do that. It's given that 3 men would need 10 days. So that means it's 30 man days, or 30 men would need 1 day. Similarly, 5 women take 10 days. So this work is 50 women days, or 50 women would take 1 day. Now that means the work done by 30 men in 1 day is equal to the work done by 50 women in 1 day. So 30 men is equal to 50 women, or 3 men is equal to 5 women. Now in this case we have 2 men and 5 women. So we can either convert both into men or both into women. So let's do that into men. So we have 2 men over here, that's this 2 over here, and we know that 5 women is equivalent to 3 men. So instead of 5 women, I write 3 men over here. So we have a total of 2 plus 3, that is 5 men, and we need to achieve 30 man days of work. Alright, so 5 into x is equal to 30, and on solving we get that x is equal to 6, that is answer option D. Let's do this question. John moves from A to B, Bob moves from B to A. John starts at 1 p.m. with a speed of 20 miles per hour. Bob starts sometime later at 30 miles per hour. When they meet, Bob has traveled 30 miles. Both of them reach their destinations at the same time. Find the distance between A and B. Alright, so what's the correct answer over here? It's answer option A, that is 75 miles. Now it's given that John moves from A to B and Bob moves from B to A. Alright, and John starts at 1 p.m. and he travels at 20 miles per hour. Bob travels at 30 miles per hour. Alright, now it's given that when they meet, right, when they meet, let O be the point where they meet. It's given that Bob has traveled for 30 miles. That's given over here, right? So this is 30 miles, alright, and they both reach their destinations at the same time. Now, that means that the time taken by John to travel OB will be equal to the time taken by Bob to travel AO, right? Now, to travel a distance OB, John will take how much time? Time is distance by speed. So that's 30 miles divided by 20 miles per hour, which is equal to 1.5 hours. Now, Bob also takes 1.5 hours to travel AO. So in 1.5 hours, Bob traveling at 30 miles per hour will cover 45 miles, right? So that's 30 into 1.5. Now, therefore, the stretch AO is 45 miles, and we know that the stretch OB is 30 miles. Therefore, AB is equal to 45 plus 30. That's equal to 75 miles, which is answer option A. Let's do this question. Pipe A can fill a tank in 5 hours. In how many hours can 6 pipes together, each of 10% the efficiency of pipe A, fill the same tank? Alright, so what's the correct answer over here? The correct answer is option E, that is 8 1/3 hours. Now it's given that pipe A can fill the tank in 5 hours. So in 1 hour, pipe A will fill 20% of the tank, right? Now we have pipes that are 10% as efficient as pipe A. That means in 1 hour they'll do 10% of 20%. That's equal to 2% of the tank, right? So when 6 pipes of 2% capacity are working for 1 hour, they'll do 6 into 2, that is 12% of the tank. Now to fill this tank, which is 100%, they will need 100 by 12, which is equal to 8 1/3 hours, and that is answer option E. Let's do this question. A and B is 150 miles apart. John and Deebu move from B to A. John travels at 50 miles per hour and Deebu at 40 miles per hour. After reaching A, John immediately turns back and starts moving to B. How many miles from A do they meet each other? Alright, so what's the correct answer to this question? The correct answer is option B, that is 50 by 3 miles. Now over here we have point A and B, and they are 150 miles apart. Now let this be the point where John and Deebu meet. So what's happening over here is John is the faster one. He is traveling from B to A, and after reaching A, he turns back and starts moving from A to B. And by the time John reaches over here, Deebu reaches from B to this point and they meet over here. Alright, now let's proceed. Now John would take how many hours to travel the distance BA? That would be 3 hours, right? Because this is a distance of 150 miles and his speed is 50 miles per hour. So in 3 hours, John will reach from B to A, and let's say that from the starting of John and Dibu, they take X hours to meet each other. So out of these X hours, John will take 3 hours to move from B to A and X minus 3 hours to move from A to M, right? So John is traveling AM, that's 50 into X minus 3. Remember, distance is speed into time. And Dibu is traveling 40 into X because he is traveling in X hours from B to M. So AM is 50 into X minus 3 and BM is 40 into X. And when you add these two, you should get 150, right? Now on solving for X, you get that X is equal to 10 by 3 hours. Now this distance over here is 50 into X minus 3. So that would be 50 into 10 by 3 minus 3, which is equal to 50 into 1 by 3. That is 50 into 1 by 3 or 50 by 3 miles, which is answer option B. Let's do this question. Thomas is trying to climb a pole. He climbs 2 feet up in 1 second and immediately slides down 1 feet in the next second. The pole is 100 feet. How many seconds does it take him to reach the top? Alright, so what's the correct answer over here? That's 197 seconds, right? Because in 1 second he moves up by 2 feet and in the next second he comes down by 1 feet. So in a total of 1 plus 1, that's 2 seconds, he moves 1 feet up. Now 100 minus 2 is equal to 98 feet. So to travel 98 feet, he would need 98 into 2, that is 196 seconds, right? In the next second, he'll move 2 feet up, and that's 196 plus 1, 197 seconds. And when he does that, he's traveling from 98 feet plus 2 is 100 feet. So he'll reach 100 feet in 197 seconds, which is answer option A. Let's do this question. Tito and Rahul leave office at the same time. They travel home at 40 miles per hour constant speed. Rahul takes 10% less time than Tito to reach home. Tito's home is 100 miles from his office. Find the distance of Rahul's home from the office. Alright, so what's the correct answer to this question? The correct answer is option D, that is 90 miles. Now over here, the speed at which both of them travel is constant. So time is proportional to distance, right? Therefore, time ratio will be equal to distance ratio. Now, it's given that Rahul is taking 10% less time. Therefore, the time ratio over here is 9 by 10. And we know that the distance of the office to Tito's home is 100 miles, right? Therefore, the distance of Rahul's home to the office will be 9 by 10 into 100 or 90 miles. That is answer option D. Let's do this question. John takes 3 days less than Bob to build a wall. Peter takes 1 day less than John to build the wall. John and Bob, when working together, take 10 by 7 the time as Peter working alone to complete the wall. What's the number of days John takes to build the wall alone? Alright, so what's the correct answer over here? That's answer option B, that is 2 days. Now, it's given that, say, Bob takes X days. Then it's mentioned John takes 3 days less than Bob. So John would take X minus 3 days and Peter takes 1 day less than John. So Peter takes X minus 4 days. Alright, now if John and Bob are working together, in 1 day they'll complete 1 by X plus 1 by X minus 3 of the work, right? Now let's say that they together will take Y days to complete the work. So that means 1 by X plus 1 by X minus 3 into Y is equal to 1. Alright, now Peter alone, let's say that he takes Z days to complete the work. So 1 by X minus 4 into Z will be equal to 1. Alright, now it's given that this Y over here is 10 by 7 of Z, right? That's what's given over here. Alright, so we have 1 by X plus 1 by X minus 3 is equal to 1 by Y, or that's 7 by 10 into 1 by Let's do this question. John takes 3 days less than Bob to build a wall. Peter takes 1 day less than John to build the wall. John and Bob, when working together, take 10 by 7 the time as Peter working alone to complete the wall. What's the number of days John takes to build the wall alone? Alright, so what's the correct answer to this question? The correct answer is option B, that is 2 days. Now let's see how to get this answer. Let's take that Bob will take X days to complete the job. Now as it is given that John is taking 3 days less, John alone would take X minus 3 days, and Peter takes 1 day less than John, so that's X minus 4 days. Now in 1 day, if John and Bob are working together, they'll complete 1 by X plus 1 by X minus 3 of the work, right? Now let's take that they together will take Y days to complete the work. Now in 1 day, Peter will do 1 by X minus 4 of the work, and let's say that Peter takes Z days to complete the work. Alright, now over here it's also given that Y is equal to 10 by 7 into Z, right? Now we know that 1 by X plus 1 by X minus 3 is equal to 1 by Y, right, from this part. So from this equation, what is 1 by Y? 1 by Y will be equal to 7 by 10 into 1 by Z, right? So that's 7 by 10 over here, and instead of 1 by Z, we write 1 by X minus 4. So we have 1 by X plus 1 by X minus 3 is equal to 7 by 10 into 1 by X minus 4. Now we just need to check the options to find out which matches, and remember the options are giving X minus 3 because that's what is asked. What's the number of days John takes to build the wall, which is X minus 3. So let's for example try option A. Let me make some space over here. In option A, X minus 3 is equal to 3, right? So X is equal to 6. Let's substitute it over here. We get 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3. So this is equal to 2 by 6 plus 1 by 6, that is 3 by 6 or 1 by 2. Alright, what do we have over here? That's 7 by 10 into 1 by X minus 4. That's 6 minus 4, which is 2. So these two are not equal. Therefore, option A is not correct. Alright, so what about option B? Let's try option B. Now, as per option B, X minus 3 is equal to 2 or X is equal to 5. So on the left hand side, we have 1 by 5 plus 1 by 2, right? That's equal to 7 by 10. On the right hand side, we have 7 by 10 into 1 by 5 minus 4, which is 1. And these two are equal. Therefore, yes, option B is the correct answer. Let's read the next question. Rick goes from A to B. Dustin goes from B to A. Rick starts at 3 p.m. and reaches B at 8 p.m. Dustin starts at 1 p.m. and reaches A at 7 p.m. At what time will Rick and Dustin meet each other? Both travel at a uniform speed throughout their respective journey. Alright, so what's the correct answer over here? The correct answer is option A, that is 5, 2 by 11 p.m. Now, over here, we are given that Rick moves from A to B. So this is Rick over here, right? And he starts at 3 p.m. and reaches at 8 p.m. Now, let's do this question. Rick goes from A to B. Dustin goes from B to A. Rick starts at 3 p.m. and reaches B at 8 p.m. Dustin starts at 1 p.m. and reaches A at 7 p.m. What time will Rick and Dustin meet each other? Both travel at a uniform speed throughout their respective journey. Alright, so what's the correct answer? The correct answer is option A, that is 4, 9 by 11 p.m. Now let's see how to get this. It's given that Rick starts at 3 p.m. and reaches point B at 8 p.m. Similarly, Dustin starts at 1 p.m. and reaches at 7 p.m. So we know that the time taken by Rick is 5 hours and Dustin is 6 hours. Therefore, the time ratio is 5 by 6, and as the distance traveled by both of them is the same, the speed ratio will be the inverse, that is, it is 6 by 5. Alright, now it's given that Dustin is the one who is starting earlier. So let's find out where Dustin would be at 3 p.m. and for that we divide AB into 6 equal parts. So Dustin would be over here at 2 p.m. and over here at 3 p.m. Therefore, the meeting has to happen between A and O. So we redraw that over here and let M be the point where they meet. Now, if we take Dustin's journey only from O onwards, the time traveled for both of them to meet is constant. Therefore, speed ratio is equal to distance ratio. Therefore, the distance traveled by Rick divided by distance traveled by Dustin is 6 by 5, right? and the distance traveled by Rick is AM and the distance traveled by Dustin is MO. That means AM, if that is 6x, MO would be 5x. Alright, now let's only observe Dustin for the journey O to A. Now time taken would be proportional to distance because speed of Dustin is constant throughout, right? Alright, therefore time taken to travel AM by time taken to travel MO by Dustin would be 6 by 5, right? Now therefore we just need to find this part, that is time taken by Dustin to travel from O to M. That would be 5 by 11 into 4, which is equal to 9 by 11. Therefore at 3 p.m. Dustin is at O, and after 9 by 11 hours he is at M where they meet each other. Therefore the meeting happens at 3 plus 9 by 11, which is 9 by 11 p.m. and that is answer option A. Let's do this question. A tap can fill a tank in 8 hours. Because of a hole at the bottom of the tank, it takes 10 hours to fill the tank. How many hours would it take for the hole to completely drain the filled tank? Alright, so what's the correct answer? The correct answer is option C, that is 40 hours. Now it's given that the pipe could fill it in 8 hours. So in 1 hour, the pipe would fill 1 by 8 or 12.5% of the tank. Now it's taking 10 hours. So in 1 hour only 100 by 10, that is 10% of the tank is getting filled, right? This 10 is 100 by 10. Alright, therefore the difference is 12.5 minus 10, that is 2.5%, and that's because of the hole, right? The filling rate is reducing by 2.5% in an hour because of the hole. Therefore the hole can drain 2.5% of the tank in 1 hour. Therefore for the hole to completely drain the filled tank would be 100 by 2.5 hours, which is equal to 40 hours, and that is answer option C.